I am Asari, the UX researcher and US designer. I'm here to talk about our team name is TeamForce. So I'm here to talk about climatic resilience farming. So first we look at how climatic resilient farming affects Ghana. And we saw that it affects the agricultural productivity, especially in the northern region. And it leads to the prolonged drought and increment pest and crop diseases. And with 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 our main focus on solution is how to we are supporting and and we are supporting resilient farming practices to enhance food security and establishment livelihood. So in our problem statement, we looked at our problem statement talks about the rising temperature, the erratic rainfall, which is the unpredictable pattern of rain, the extreme weather condition, the pest diseases, and the pest and diseases that affect um, the crops. And we our professors also talked on the impact of smallholder farmers. Northern region smallholder farmers are facing a reducing crop yield and farming insecurity. And it also talks about the limited irrigation and financial constraints and the poor infrastructure. And also, it talks about the lack of adaptation too, and it talks about the lack of adaptation tools. So, with our user personnel, we looked at smallholder farmers in the northern region, the age range of from 20, 35 years going. And we also looked at the education. So we talked about the basic education and limited tech aspect. So that was what we looked. We looked at the income. So we estimated an income range that is going to help with the resilience on the sustenance of farming. And we look at about how we look at the personal challenges, the, the, the challenges that they are facing, and we saw the unpredictable rainfalls, unpredictable weather, unpredictable weather, limited access to resources, and poor infrastructure. So we set out and say what are their needs. So we you can see their needs are between the three types. So one is that affordable and accessible tools to climatic adaptation, and the two is the real-time weather and crop advisory. And another need is training on sustained practices. So these are some needs what we set out and so that they need. So with the graph, this shows how the climatic change affects the sea level. Yeah, and we can see from 2020 how the sea level is going to be. And we also look at the temperature level, how climatic change affects the temperature level, and we all can testify to that. And our proposed solution. So we cover the precision agriculture, which is using tools and sensors and satellites to help to monitor crop health. So we looked at that was one of our proposed solutions. Two is optimizing water and fertilizers and pesticides use. We also, we also proposed that as a solution. And also three is um, agroforest. Someone may ask what is agroforest. Agroforest is integrating or growing trees to provide shades for the crops which cannot stand heat. So we planted some trees or we planted some trees to provide shade crops that we are going to use. So we look at the climatic resilience crops varieties. So some crops can stand some weather conditions. So we look at that one. We look at we propose rain harvesting. Sorry, we don't look we propose we propose rain harvesting. We harvesting we store it um, for another day or for another period which um, can we can get water to have supply for the crops. So we harvest rain to do that. And we also propose a software platform that is going to help on the weather forecast and crop advisory and alerting the extreme weather events, what is going to happen. They have to know. That is one thing we propose. And automated irrigation. So automated irrigation is another proposed solution. And we look at the training program as another proposed solution. So we educating the farmers on climate smart practices, workshops, designing them, and helping them to know that. And we with the next page talks about our solution rationale, solution rationale. So it has to be scalable and accessible. So that is one. So data driven, it has to be data driven. So every time since for satellite and tools to improve on decision making, it has to be sustainable. So with the agriculture, with the um, agro agroforestry and the rainfalls, the rainfall harvesting has to be long term resilient. So and also it has to be community centric. So training them and having a forum that they can communicate and share ideas is one thing that is going to help. And impact in potential, so increasing crop yard, reducing loss, and enhancing food security is another way. So our prototype, so we did a prototype overview when we saw that we have a prototype and we with our software development, so our homepage is a center hub for all navigation to with the community forum is where you can share your ideas and connect with other farmers. With the knowledge hub is where you can read on agriculture activity practices that can help you um, stand the climatic change. You can watch videos and also search on articles and read them. Weather focus, weather forecast, sorry. Our weather forecast is a real-time update and extreme weather alerts. And our crop advisory is a tailored recommended. It's a tailored recommended based on crop health data. So with the drones is going to recommend you the type of crop that is going to help that to be planted in your farmyard. So our farm is a track farm specific is sorry, a tracks farm specified data. So it's a track farm specified data. So it's for example like your soil pH. It's going to tell you your soil pH how good it is for this crop, and it's going to tell you the type of crop you need, and it's going to also alert you on the pest diseases with with our it also with the alert and notification is a timely warning on weather and pest risks. So with the um, setting approval in language selection, farm detail, and preference. So with that is where you give your farming details, your preference, how you want your app to be set, your language, which language you want to use. So it's the same as the wireframe works. So with a wireframe, the page is a clear layout with quick access of all features with the community of it where we discuss and communicate. So we communicate threats, what is happening, how can I overcome this challenge that is with. So the hub is a topic-based contest with search functionality, sorry, with search functionality. So the weather forecast is we also know that the weather forecast tells you the temperature, the latitude, the variety of rainfall. So that probability recommend based on the drone and satellite data. It's going to recommend distance. So with the drone that we are going to set and the satellite that we are going to use is going to help us type of um, crop or thing that you need to help how good the crop is doing. With my farm is a dashboard for farm metrics. So with the setting is a customization user preference. So we saw user pains, which one user said he finds it difficult with he not being good in fluent English. So with the old farmers, they are not good in fluent English. How he's going to use the app? And another one said he finds it difficult using the app when he gets to the farm because of poor network. So our first response was um, we are going to make it very usable. Like I said, we are going to update the system to add the local language to it to help um, the individual understand it in their own local dialect. So our second response is that we are going to do uh, uh, farming, let's say, SMS test base. So we are going to alert you on the warning, our crop and battery tips, and the weather. So it's going to be sent to you by text. If you are not able to use the app, we're going to send you by text. So not everybody who have a smartphone. So those who have a smartphone, we who are being registered into our system. If you don't have a, if you have a smartphone, you don't. We will always be sending you text messages. So implementation plan. So our implementation plan is categorized in three phases. So the first phase, which is the first 6 months, so from 0 months to 6 months, one we are targeting 1,000 farmers. So we are basing our focus in northern part of Ghana, which we are targeting 1,000 farmers. And um, the second phase, we we are developing lower cost drones and sensors. And the third phase, we are developing our and we are developing and testing our mobile app. That is for phase one. And phase two, we are scaling our target to 10,000 farmers. And also, we are going to establish a training center for climate smart practice. So, we are going to establish that. And with the phase two, we are going to partner with local NGOs to help us harvest rain, to help us in the rain harvesting system. That is one plan for the phase two. Phase three is phase three is we are expanding our target to 50,000. That is it. So it's going to be we are expanding our target to 50,000, which is going to be the nationwide. So all so one someone will say, how are we going to do these are our allocation? Someone will say, if we invest, how are you going to spend your money? So 40% of our budget allocated into the technology system. 40% of our budget is going to be located into the technology system, which is the development of the app, the drone, and the sensors. So our expecting outcome is 30% increment in crop yard within 2 years. And another expected outcome is 50% in reducing weather resilient crop loss, weather related, sorry. So it's going to be 50% in reduce 50% reduction, sorry, 50% reduction in weather related crop loss. So there's what we are expecting as an outcome. So we saw that climate change is a threat to Ghana culture, but with technology, we can build a resilience to that. Our platform empowers smallhold farmers to precision tools, knowledge, and community support. With funding, with funding, we can transform the northern Ghana's farming, the northern Ghana farming landscape and a landscape and a nation and a scale nationwide. So with with funding, this is what we can do to transform the northern part to a landscape and a nationwide scale. So that is it. And so there is what we are planning on. So invest in TeamForce, and so if you invest in TeamForce, we can help to create a sustainable food security for future for Ghana farmers.